All right, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about this season's Heisman race. Obviously, we have some big names out there: the Sayans, the Fernando Mendozas are probably the favorites, but this is a wide open field. So, Stephen, I'm gonna let you take the floor first. What are your thoughts on this year's Heisman race?
Um, I feel like it's one of the more boring Heisman races that we've had in a pretty long time. There's no, I mean, I'm not gonna say there's no, because there was a lot of names heading into the season that we thought were going to be there. The Arch Mannings, Cade Klubnik,
Yes.
um, Carson Beck. I'm blanking probably. Dante Moore. There's a bunch of players that we thought that were going to be, even Drew Allar, that were going to be the leading the pack come week 12, 13, 14. And it's almost like none of those players are even spoken about. Really, none of those players are. And a lot of those is because some of those teams are really bad, Penn State and Clemson. And Texas hasn't had the season they thought they're going to have. Arch Manning has looked really bad as well. Carson Beck has been playing well enough for Miami to probably be in the playoffs, but I don't think he's had a great season as far as
Agreed.
quarterback numbers compared to some of the other quarterbacks in the country. So I just think this is going to be a pretty boring a pretty boring Heisman winner. And there's no disrespect to who gets it, but I don't think there's a lot of marketability for whoever does win it. When we're talking about the top people, Fernando Mendoza was at Cal last season. I think he was,
Yes.
unheard of. I only knew about him because I played the college football video game, so I knew who he was. But heading into the season, he was not on anybody's radar to win the Heisman. Julian Sayin, obviously, this is his first year starting at Ohio State. I don't think that's a surprise because he has a lot of talent around him. It's a really good team. So him being in the Heisman race isn't shocking to me. I think he was a number one or number two quarterback in the class when he came out of high school, so it's not shocking at all. But outside of that, I mean, Ty Simpson is probably in the race as well. I think he has a pretty good shot to win it, depending on how
Yeah,
Alabama
it's
finishes
tough
their
with their
season.
two losses, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jaden Daniels had 4 losses and he won it. He did a
Okay.
lot for that team, but I think it just depends how they finish the season. But what's your kind of take on it? How many people do you think realistically are still even in the race?
I'm gonna say my top three and who I think really are in the race are Mendoza, Sayin, and probably Jeremiah Love. Um, I think what's going to happen is it's going to come down to pending a loss next week, the Big Ten championship, where it looks like Indiana's going to play Ohio State. Whoever has the better game, and whoever team wins will probably win the Heisman. Although I will tell you, and much like you, let me rewind back real fast. Much like you, this is going to be, and I kind of let sneak peek this in our last video. This is going to be one of the worst statistic Heisman seasons probably in a very long time. I think this is truly one of those seasons where almost it makes sense to go with one of those other positions. Maybe a wide receiver, a linebacker, that linebacker from Texas Tech, or maybe Jeremiah Love, who has looked really good. Probably one of the better players. I don't think Julian Sayin is the best player on Ohio State. I think he's a very good quarterback. And I'm an Ohio State fan, as you guys can see, obviously, if you haven't been rocking with us for a little bit. But I think he has been very good at just distributing the ball to the amazing athletes that they have. I don't think there's anything that has really popped off the film. As they often mention, I don't think he's had that Heisman moment. I think Mendoza, you probably go back to that Penn State game, that last drive, the throw and touchdown to win the game. I mean, you probably call that his Heisman moment. But again, you're talking about a guy who's only thrown for 2,600 yards, 30 touchdowns. Not eye popping numbers there. Just in comparison, Julian Sayin, 2,800 yards, 27 touchdowns. Again, not eye popping Heisman. And I'm only saying this, you remember, we're comparing, especially when we're talking about quarterbacks, we're comparing them to the Joe Burrows who threw for 60 touchdowns, to the to the Jaden Daniels, to the Caleb Williams, to the Kyler Murrays, to the Baker Mayfields. These years, though, both of those quarterbacks' numbers would not even be on the ballot with these guys. So that's the kind of disheartening part. Obviously, Jeremiah Smith, we thought we would see big things from as well. Not to say he hasn't having a great season, but he's missed about a game and a half. Seems to be nursing some form of injury. So is there just not the level of oh my goodness wowing that we're used to seeing. And I think this is a very underwhelming Heisman group this year.
Yeah, and I wonder if they're gonna, like you said, just give it to Fernando Mendoza or Julian Sand, depending on how that game ends. And I mean, it would make the most sense because I don't think there's one player or two players that have just solidified themselves as the best as far as stats go. Jeremiah
Right.
Love is a really good one as well, just because I mean he's the heart and soul of that team. Now, the only knock with Jeremiah Love is they won't play a conference championship game, so he'll
Yeah.
kind of, I'm not gonna say he'll be forgotten about that first week of December, but he won't be having a game. So if Julian Sand or Mendoza goes out and throws for 300 or some crazy eye popping numbers and wins a Big Ten championship game, I don't think Jeremiah Love's going to win it. He has 17 touchdowns and like 1,300 yards or something like that, but he'll probably finish with 1,500 yards, 1,400 yards, 19 touchdowns, maybe something like that. And when you look at the running backs who's won it before him, a lot of those guys have better numbers than him.
It's a
Um,
fact.
and not only that, but they were on teams that were either the number one or number two team in the country, like a Derrick Henry, a Mark Ingram. And I mean, even if you look at like CMC, he had crazy numbers and he didn't win it. And that was a top 15 team. I'm pretty sure they went to the Rose Bowl that season. Same with like all the Wisconsin backs. You had a few Oklahoma backs in that conversation as well. So I don't think Jeremiah Love gets it. I do think, like you said, it's going to come down to Sayan or Mendoza. I do like Simpson a lot, and I just think that's because how well the Alabama offense has looked. So a lot of drops on that wide receiver room. They dropped the
Yeah.
ball a lot. So I think
Ryan
he's
Williams drops the ball a lot.
yeah. So I think um, he has to get a lot of credit as well. And I don't think he had as much hype coming into the season as Sayan did. I think Sayan
Great.
already had Heisman kind of buzz. Mendoza did not.
No,
Um, but
Mendoza kind of came out of nowhere.
but Sayan definitely was already in that Heisman picture just because of how good the team was going to be, the weapons around him. And I don't think Ty Simpson really had that Heisman buzz. I mean, because he was on this team last year and he got beat out by Milrow, obviously. Heading into the season, I don't even think they named him the starter until super late. It was between him
Yeah.
and Keelan Russell. So it's surprising that he's played the whole season, even after a couple of losses early on, or the one loss early on. And then obviously they just lost to Oklahoma, but Oklahoma's arguably a top 5 defense. So I'm interested to see how the race ends up. I am surprised Marcel Reed's not getting a lot of buzz. I understand he doesn't have the crazy eye popping numbers, but that team has been humming. And he's a dual threat guy. And when you look at that, I think his Heisman moment was that comeback win
Yep.
against.
Yeah. So I'm gonna flip this because I absolutely agree. The way he played in the second half against South Carolina, amazing. The bad part about that though is he played horribly in the first half, and I think that's Marcel Reed is a boomer bust guy. The problem is he has a number of turnovers and a number of just periods of bad play. But he is a true dual threat. He has numbers. It's that's the thing about it is for as equally amazing as he has been, he has some periods where he has not looked great.
Yeah, because if you look at the numbers, Julian Sand has 2,800 yards, 27 and 4. Marcel Reed has 2,700 yards, 25 and 8. Now the big discrepancy is Julian Sand has like a 78% completion percentage, so he gets
Yeah.
the ball to where it needs
Marcel
to
Reed, I
be.
think, is like about 62. But Marcel Reed does also have another six touchdowns on the ground. So not that I can't see it. I just think the when you add the additional turnovers, 8 interceptions to 4 or 5 between Sayan and Mendoza, and like I said, the periods where Marcel Reed literally hurt that team in the first half against South Carolina, again equally amazing in the opposite direction in the second half. Yeah, I think he probably ends up in New York, right? I'll probably go with those three, saying Mendoza, and Reed, and then probably Jeremiah Love. And like I said, a lot of love to the linebacker from Texas Tech. I can't Rodriguez. I think his name is Jacob Rodriguez. Um, that would be my five if they go five. I think you're probably only going to see four, and I think those will be the four.
So FanDuel has Mendoza as a favorite by himself.
Okay. Yep.
Then he has the next three. The next three players are all tied at plus 500. Do you want to know who
Who are
those
the
three
next
players
three?
are?
I'm gonna say okay. I'm gonna guess that it's saying Reed
It's not
and
Reed.
Love.
It's not Reed.
Oh, okay. Who is it?
Diego Pavia.
Okay, okay. And he's not. I mean, the thing Diego Pavia is going to get love for is it's Vanderbilt, right? So Vanderbilt is a historical doormat. And the fact that he has them not only in contention, but they got some big wins. They beat LSU. So the fact that he has them as a team that you got to come to play, no knock to him. That man plays all hard. I just don't think that they have the success of some of the other guys, and I don't know that he has the numbers of some of the other guys. And like I said, this is in a down year.
How many wins do they have, or what's their record? Oh,
I
they're
would say
9-2,
they
bro.
are 9-2. Yep. Like I
Oh,
said, with a loss to Alabama and Texas, they do have wins over LSU, Missouri, South Carolina. They play Tennessee this weekend.
this is a big week for them
So that'll be so. Now, if he comes out and he has and plays well against Tennessee,
on the road.
I'm not. I don't think he can win it, but I think he can. I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't get him to New York. And based off of what they're saying, it sounds like he's going to New York anyway. So
Yeah,
just
I
quickly,
mean,
his numbers: 2,900 yards, 26 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 71% completion percentage. He does also lead them in rushing, 661 yards rushing, 8 touchdowns on the ground. So
yeah, I mean, I think if Marcel Reed goes, he's got to go.
that's a fact. Now, there's a
He has better
difference,
numbers
and
than Marcel Reed.
the difference is we're talking about 2 players, 3 players when we throw Marcel Reed in there, but their teams are undefeated. He does have 2 losses.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, I think the Tennessee game is big. They can't go to the play.
Yes.
They can't go to the conference championship either. If they beat Tennessee, they're in the playoffs. Like that's crazy to think
You think
about.
so? I think they're
They're number 14 right now.
so they'll be out. Well, and rankings come out too. The new rankings from this week will come out Tuesday. They will
Yeah,
need to move up
so
because I think you got
no,
to be
they'll.
11, right?
It depends on how it shakes up. So they're number 14 right now, but yeah, I don't think
I
anybody
don't think
above
there were
them
a bunch of
lost.
big losses. No, I don't think anybody.
Yeah, nobody above them lost. So they'll be right between.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they're number. Oh, this is the CFP though. I'm looking at the AP poll.
No, yeah, you
Why
got to
does it do
look.
that?
AP poll don't matter no more.
Why does it show me the AP poll?
Yeah, so
Oh,
so nobody above them lost. They are.
playoff
Oh,
bracket. Oh,
yeah.
it doesn't even show me. That's dumb.
What?
It like on ESPN, it only
Well,
shows
I
the
have the
AP.
rankings. Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Oregon, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Alabama, BYU, Utah, Miami are all the teams above them. All of those. No, the only team that lost.
I don't think any
That
of them
was
did.
their last game, but that was last week. Was Alabama, but yeah,
I
every team won
I
this week.
think if Vanderbilt wins this week, they jump a lot of those teams.
I could see them jumping Utah, BYU. I don't think they jump Alabama. They lost to Alabama,
I think they're
which
gonna
means
jump
that they don't
Miami.
jump anybody else.
I think they're gonna jump Miami.
Yeah, Miami, Utah, BYU. So that will put them at 11th. That will put them right at, again, like you said.
But that's at 11, and they wouldn't play a conference championship game.
Yeah, but so, and this is weird, and I think we'll see this more this year. Do you penalize a team that made it to their conference championship if they lose? And
I think
will
it depends because if you have BYU and Texas Tech above them, I think the loser of that game is out.
the over a Vanderbilt that didn't make their conference championship?
Yeah, because they have
Like
better
now I'm getting
wins.
hurt because I made my conference championship.
Well, I think if they start comparing what wins they got, because I mean,
That's a good point too.
what ranked wins does like let's say BYU they beat Utah and who else?
Hold on, I'll pull
That
up.
might
They
be
have
it.
so in terms of ranked games, they lost to Texas Tech. They beat Utah. Utah's their only currently ranked win.
And
They,
if Vanderbilt beats Tennessee, they would have beaten Tennessee. they would have beaten Missouri, which I don't know if they're ranked anymore. I don't think LSU's ranked anymore.
But I would call that a quality win.
And then their 2 losses come to Texas on the road by 3 and
And
Alabama on
Alabama
the
on the
road
road.
by 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they would jump them. But I mean,
Gotta be close.
what has to happen first? They got to beat Tennessee. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, they're on the road, obviously, in that game, so it should be interesting. But let us know in the comment section what you guys think. Who do you guys have winning the Heisman? Who's the finalist in your opinion? Let us know in the comment section what other topics you guys want us to cover. We will see you guys next time. We're going to talk about the coaching carousel and the openings and vacancies in college football. Obviously, Lane Kiffin, there's a lot of buzz around him right now in LSU, so that's going to be interesting to talk about and kind of go over as this next week passes. But we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.